In this segment, guys, we're going to look back at the COVID quarantine. That's what defined the year 2020. So I want to ask you how you got through it all. Jesse, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that you've lived a hermetically sealed inside your home, never to venture out, 1 being that you're Rudy Giuliani, how fastidious have you been in following COVID protocols?
I would say 3 or 4. We're pretty careful.
3 or 4? Wait, no, 1 is a Rudy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was going the other
Oh
direction.
my gosh, I was going to just put the mask on right now.
Apologize. No, I think we've been pretty careful. I see my elderly parents fairly frequently, so we did do some traveling late in the summer when the numbers were down, but I've been using the saliva COVID testing like on a weekly basis.
Sure. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
All right, Bob, put yourself on the scale.
Same 7, 8 area. I've stuck to the same social circles of my in-laws and family, and a few of them I still won't come around, or if they're around, they stop at the front door with their mask on. It's been pretty safe over here.
For those of you who don't know Bob, Bob has a little getaway in the woods, and I was convinced we were never going to see him again.
It was great. Hey, COVID was great for that, to be able to just get away and do your work from somewhere else. That was fantastic.
Lorna, put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, I'm probably a solid 8. I'm a big believer in mask wearing. Very antisocial these days. Carry hand sanitizer wherever I go. Like Jesse, when the numbers went down, I went out of town for a few days, but been pretty steadfast in following all the steps we should be taking.
Yeah, I'd put myself up there as well, closer to 10, because yeah, I pull a muscle, I'm convinced that it's COVID. So I don't want to deal with the hypochondria anymore. Okay, everything sucks. What has been your biggest frustration and disappointment living through this pandemic? Lorna, what's been the worst part of this for you?
Oh gosh, I'm only picking one.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I won't get, this isn't a therapy session. I'll pick one. I would say for me, the biggest disappointment was I felt early on there was this nice sense of community. We're all in this together. Let's all help our fellow man, in a responsible way. Really focused on charitable giving or doing something.
sure.
And then it all just devolved, and it's turned into this battle of the virus is real, it's fake, masks work, they don't. I don't stomp on my liberties, it's just madness. And it's like, can we just actually care about each other? So that's been the biggest disappointment for me, is to go from feeling happy and confident that as a society we can all get through this, to seeing like, wow, there's just some crazy people out there.
Jesse, what gets you down?
My honeymoon got canceled and my spin studio closed permanently. So that really sucked. But I guess that just goes to show like how lucky me and my family have generally been through this. A lot of people have had a lot suckier things happen to them this year. So
Yeah. Bob, biggest frustration or disappointment?
It kind of goes hand in hand. It's the politicization of a virus and the know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal. We don't have an answer right now. Yeah, we're getting the what's it called?
The magic shot.
The magic shot. That's coming, but we still don't really know what we're dealing with. So people that pretend to know how terrible it is, or pretend to know how not scary it is, stop, guys. We don't know what we're talking about. So those know-it-alls, I'm over it.
Yeah. For me, it's much like you guys are saying. It said everybody with a Twitter account is an expert. That drives me crazy. And the other one is that the notion of personal liberty somehow means that it's okay if I infect you with a virus, but because it's my liberty, I can do what I want. And that saddens me. So that's a bummer. All right, Lorna, it's not all bad. What has been a pleasant surprise or satisfaction throughout the past year?
Well, I'll throw out some personal news. I got engaged, so it made 2020 a heck of a lot better. So I'll
Sure.
take not all
Congratulations.
not
Yeah,
all bad.
I think when we all contemplate the end of the universe, we figure, well, I guess we better get married or something, you know? So Jesse, pleasant surprises.
I mean, work from home and Zoom for sure gets tiring, but it also has, it's perks that I get to be
Yep.
around my husband, and my cat has really just had the best year of her life with a cuddle buddy at home at all times. So I can't complain too much about that.
Bob, it's not all bad. Pleasant surprises.
Yeah, absolutely. That time spent with the family is immeasurably amazing. Granted, I'm spending 3 months out of the last year teaching my daughter and standing behind her for her Zoom classes, but how crazy I benefit from that so much, being around both my kids all day long. I love it. It's sorry about the coronavirus, but that part has been great.
Sorry about coronavirus. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm same boat. Just uh, afternoon commutes take a long time, and you don't always get to have dinner with your family. And I have nowhere to be right now, so that's what I've been able to do. So that's been a little ray of sunshine during an otherwise dark year. All right, Jesse, get out the cocktail cookbook. Was there a particular food or drink that was your go-to in 2020?
Yeah. So I'm a firm believer of having a drink of the summer every summer. So this is not really specific to 2020 COVIDness.
Okay.
This year it was a cinnamon maple whiskey sour. So that's maple syrup, lemon juice, whiskey with a dash of cinnamon. Really quite good. And I would just say generally kind of getting more creative with cocktails, and I'm not going out and spending money in a bar. So I'll just buy some nicer things here and make some drinks that aren't just, rum and Coke.
As they say on the internet, we'll put the recipe in the show notes. Bob, you probably make some sort of bathtub moonshine up in Happy Jack. So do you have anything that you went to in the kitchen in 2020?
We have in our backyard, we've got grapefruits, we got lemons, we got oranges. And so my go-to was anything with them, especially with the early onset of coronavirus. Make sure you get your vitamin C or whatnot. So it was mixing that with whatever. And I'll tell you what I really fell in love with was tahine on the rim. If you can put a little tahine, the Mexican spice, oh my goodness. Woo. Put a little bit of that on the rim of your glass. It makes everything better.
For those of you in Bob's neighborhood, you can blame the Charles family for all the roof rats. Lorna, what was your go-to?
That's a great question. I mean, I shouldn't say my alcohol consumption, but our bar has expanded significantly during the coronavirus. So we have everything that you can imagine. My go-to is, since, I'm probably having like a cocktail a day, got to keep it low calorie. I'm a vodka soda girl, keeping it nice
right.
and simple, refreshing, low calories. My recommendation.
The right answer is Miller Lite and ginger ale and Irish whiskey.
Together?
No,
Okay.
be ridiculous. Did anybody's diet improve during quarantine?
More cooking at home, but yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I exercised more in 2020 than ever because without the morning commute, I did the treadmill.
Huh. You look great.
You do.
Will we fit into our clothes when it's time to go back to work?
I don't know. I've just been wearing athleisure every day, so I have no idea.
So it's a coin flip.
It is.
Okay. Jesse, when it's your turn, will you get the vaccine?
Definitely.
Bob?
I will, but I will not be the first one out there because I've got a severe allergy to so many things. I'm worried about these early reports I'm seeing. So I'm going to take my time, but I will get it.
Lorna, will you get the shot?
When it's my turn, I will get it.
Yeah. The answer is yes. Yeah. Get the shot, folks.
Yeah.
Bob, I mean, I'll shoot you with,
I just need I have EpiPens.
yeah, I'll get you. I'll go with you to Walgreens with an EpiPen.
Refill my EpiPen and I'll go get it.
All right. The year in media, Bob. Was there a movie, TV, book, podcast, music recommendation that you would like to share with our audience when you think about 2020?
Ooh, well, you gave me a curveball. I'm going to make a recommendation that's not going to sound shocking, but it is shocking to me.
Okay.
I fell into the Joe Rogan Experience podcast this year, and I thought I was going to hate it because it was going to just be
Right.
a bro talking about bro stuff. No, the guy's really curious about a lot of things, and give a guy a chance. Go and listen, because I know millions of people already do, but as our political people that probably don't, go and listen. He will at least inspire you to think differently about some things.
All right. Bob going broadcasting. Okay, Jesse, make a recommendation for us.
So Barack Obama's A Promised Land sure is good and will make you real nostalgic for the good old days when you had a national election and both sides just said, oh, okay, I guess that's the outcome. So recommend that. And, if anyone hasn't binged Schitt's Creek yet, you've got to. It's just the funniest thing ever.
Jesse, did you finish the Obama book yet, or are you in it right now?
Not quite reading it now.
Yeah, I'm in it as well. It's not short, but it's good. Lorna, make a recommendation.
Well, Jesse took one of mine, Schitt's Creek. Absolutely obsessed with that show. Was sad when I finished it. Might rewatch it.
Mhm.
But earlier in the pandemic, I was really into Money Heist on Netflix.
Okay.
For those of you who would like to watch a program entirely in Spanish, titles that you can read. It's fantastic. All about robbing a bank. And then we can't forget that we had the Tiger King earlier in the year. So Joe Exotic. I think he helped us out in the first few weeks of the pandemic.
All right, there you have it. My recommendations, Narcos Mexico. It's always good.
Great one.
Yeah. The Crown. Folks, I'm practically British. I've watched so much British television this year, but The Crown was excellent. What's interesting is my kids are teenagers, and I went back and watched shows that came out when they were really little. Bob, you've got little kids, so you know that you've missed all sorts of TV shows when you had little kids. So I went back and watched all of Parks and Rec and all of Modern Family. Oh my gosh, they're great.
Some of the TV shows. Yep.
My dark horse, though, show from the mid 2000s. Again, I mentioned I was watching a lot of British television. It's a show that is the British inspiration for Veep. It's called The Thick of It. It's about the silliness of parliamentary politics in the House of Commons. It's fantastic. So if you're looking for a good British comedy, go look at The Thick of It. That's the inspiration for Veep.
To stay up the British theme real quick, I'm going to throw out Ted Lasso.
Oh,
good, so good natured, so fun. That's another one.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, good. There's some good recommendations, folks. You can take those. And our next segment, we will look at the year ahead. We'll see you on the next episode.